गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यात् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणम् मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We have already completed the Upanishad, and today we will see the summary of the whole Upanishad. What we studied in 1.5 months, we will see at a glance in 1 hour, less than an hour. So this class will not be very descriptive. It will be more a nutshell presentation of the whole Upanishad. So this Upanishad belongs to Samved. Other Upanishad of Samved is Chandogya Upanishad. And this Upanishad has 35 mantras. It's a relatively short Upanishad, a small Upanishad. And this Upanishad has in total 4 chapters. 4 chapters. Main 2 chapters are on Atmavidya, and then the third chapter was on Upasana, and 4th chapter is about the karma, etc., auxiliary requirements. So let us now go. The Upanishad had started with a simple question. What was the question? Student has done lot of homework and come. He doesn't shoot any question without thinking. He has realized that when we see the body mind, this is by nature inert and they have borrowed sentiency. Eyes, body, mind, they have borrowed consciousness. If borrowed consciousness is there, then what is the lender? Who is the lender? And that lender will not be OMACT, OMACT. Now those who have not followed me from the beginning, they will wonder. But it is not an object, it is not a matter, it is not an attribute, it is not changing, it is not transient. Remember that. It cannot be, because all these things are a part of a assemblage. If body, mind, etc. had their own consciousness, then it won't go away. But body becomes unconscious, mind becomes unconscious or less conscious. Half conscious, more conscious. So body does not have a dharma of consciousness. Mind, intellect don't have a nature of consciousness. So this was the question. 9 mantras were there in the first chapter. 5 mantras are there in the second chapter, and remaining are in third and fourth chapter. How much you calculate? So, see how interesting the question is. Now that you have heard it, it will be more clearer now. So the teacher said, teacher did not give a this is the consciousness. He didn't give the reply like that. And then he used the word Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso. It's the eyes of the eyes, ear of the ear. He didn't use the word, it is like this. Why? Because he knows the disciple or the student has a very strong tendency to put everything in the constraint of time and space. And therefore he avoided any language like consciousness also. Initially he didn't use the word Chaitanya also or Brahman also. Because we will think Brahman is something shining in the head or in the heart, something twinkles, something is blue, red. It comes in meditation. We have a very strong tendency of making everything a figure. Even if I say no, I praise somebody. So you will start making a figure of that person. Supposing you are going to Australia or you are going to New York. So before you go, you already have a figure. Okay, it must be like this in your imagination. So this is a weakness of the student. Because moment he makes it something which is within the span of time or space, after that will become finite and it is subject to change. It will come in OMACT format. Object, material, attribute, changing and transient. So that format is something which is of something false. Therefore, he did not use that expression. That is the ear of the ear, eyes of the eyes. Revise it. One point was mentioned, if you remember that day. That day means when we are teaching on that. And the point was Sanghatasya pararthatvat. Any composition is for someone or something which is different than the composition. Well, I have forgotten everything. No, don't worry. Relax. If you have not remembered, don't worry. It will all come slowly. Any composition is for someone who is not a part of a composition. Body is a composition. So body is for Jeev, Jeev is not a part of a composition. House is for someone which is not a part of composition. House is not for window. House is for householder who is not a door. He may look like a door because he is closed person. But he is not a door or he is not a floor. So, house is for someone who is not a part of a house. So this assemblage called body, mind. Remember that? Body, sense organ, mind, intellect, ahankar, vasana, ignorance. And this coupled with the outer world, all are a part of the assemblage only. Because the space is also part of the assemblage, because the space cannot be seen without this. And that which is not a part of the assemblage, it will not be objectifiable, it will not be material, it will not have attribute, it will not be changing, it will not be transient. It will not be drishya, it will not be bhoot, it will not have gun, it will not have vikar, and it will be anagam. It will not be coming and going. Agama paina is not there. I told you first chapter was not that easy. Well, the fourth one I like. Third story was very good. Story I like. Indra and all these things. So, the consciousness, that was a consciousness. Anything which is inert will always be. We didn't have test today, I remember. So I am having a test now because she is leaving at 10:30. So we will have before that. So after the class, we will have the test. बोले मर गए. All consciousness gone from me. Some words are so scary, no? Test, operation, cancer, snake. Don't worry, life will take lot of tests. Life itself is a very big test every day. And surprise tests are there which you are not ready. What question will be asked, you don't know. What you will hear today, that you don't know. What news you will get, you don't know. Don't worry about that. You won't have that. You notice, no, don't worry. Because many elder people are there, therefore I am not taking. Youngsters I would have gone through. So many, they can't sleep in the night. All this problem starts. They can't sleep. They are not coming in the dining hall. Because when we say we are a conscious entity, generally we say I am a conscious man. We have made consciousness adjective. Conscious is not an adjective. Learn to separate conscious from assemblage. This separate consciousness from the assemblage is what is meant by Shrotrasya Shrotram. The pure consciousness is different than the body. Number one. Number two, it is not finite because it is not in time and space. Number three, it is still pervading all. Number four, it is illuminating all. Number five, it is giving its existence to all. Just keep this 5 points in your mind. Number one, it is separate. Number two, infinite because it is not in time and space. Number three, it is all pervading. Number four, it is illuminating all. Number five, it is because of that consciousness everything is gaining its existence. बस इतनी सी बात है. Love Vedanta. Lot of problem will be solved. I am that consciousness. I am not this person. Don't act as a person. Moment you become person means you are body with consciousness. When you say body with consciousness, you have made body important than consciousness. When I say, I live with my father, so father is more important than you. And if you say, my father lives with me, then you are more important than father. So when you say, I am the body with consciousness, then you have made body more important than consciousness. That means the consciousness is dependent on the body. And Vedanta says, please shift your attention. If the body was the one main, then body will not be body. If consciousness is dependent on body, then without body you won't have experience of consciousness. But in the deep sleep you have no experience of body but no experience of consciousness. Therefore, first of all, you are not the body with consciousness, you are the consciousness on which body is appearing and non-disappearing. You are not the one who is living in the world, you are the one in which world is appearing and disappearing. What a shift. You are not passing from the world. World is appearing to pass in you. You are not a part of any problem. Problem is appearing and disappearing in me. These simple facts. ठीक है ना? When I say I am living in the world, we have made world superset and you are a small subset. And that has now, world has lot of power on you because you are in it. You are in it now. When you are in, then after that something can take you out also. I am under him. Supposing I say I am working under him. That means his influence is upon me. I am not under the world. I am not in the world. World is in me coming and going. Because world and body etc. are a part of assemblage. If you remember. This is the meditative mind. So world has come and gone. Experiences come and go, fly away. This is the second mantra. This is Lakshana. I have to hurry up. Then how to know that was in the third mantra. It cannot be known by any conventional praman. Something can be known because we are using eyes, mind, etc. And the cause given was Swatmani Kriya Bhavat. You can't climb your own shoulders and walk. You can climb on somebody else's shoulder. But you can't, provided that person is strong, so he himself will fall down. But you can't climb your own shoulders and walk. Swatmani Kriya Bhavat. See, I'm revising it, so I'm not going into the very big details. Well, I've forgotten everything. Let me see my notes. I forgot where I kept my notes. That also I forgot. So, because the self or the consciousness is the essence of mind, body. So, remember I said one example again, moonlight cannot illuminate sun. This is a good example I like. Reflected light cannot illuminate the object from where it is getting reflection. Very good. So, fine. And therefore, this is the third mantra. So, these conventional sources cannot illuminate. Because they themselves are very finite. Eyes know only very little. Ears only can hear little. And this consciousness is infinite. How can the small thing illuminate so big? To illuminate, illumined should be smaller than the illuminated light. To illuminate this book, the light should be bigger than the book. Therefore, it is pervasive. And then one point was mentioned, it is different than known and unknown. Anyad ev viditat ato aviditat adi. Remember that. This was which mantra? Third mantra. Very good. But sari baat isi mein. This is called praman. Different than known and unknown means what? In the whole known world, which is the object of knowledge, is called known. Whole world is mentioned by the word known. Known means which is the object of knowledge. Either by sense organ or mind, anything which can be known by something that is called known. If the consciousness is known, then who will know it? Because knower and known have to be different. So consciousness cannot be known because who will know it? And if consciousness was unknown, then how do you know? Because the one who unknown also has to be different than the one who is knowing that. Somebody attended the class one day and towards the end he said, I did not understand anything. I said, you know that you did not understand. So you understood that you did not understand. At least this much you understood by coming. He said, then what is the benefit of this? I said, benefit, you will now try to know what I did not understand. It is a challenge to you. Sometimes if I read something and I don't understand, some sutra or something, then I am tempted to, more challenge is there. Put some challenge in your life, then your potential will come out. Take something difficult than yesterday. That is already my life is too difficult. No. Take something difficult. Health issues I have, mental issues I had from the childhood. So, my point is, if you are knowing ignorance, then you are not ignorant. Very simple principles are there. I am telling you, this Vedanta is not that difficult. By God's grace, you will understand. So, you are the illuminator of the known and unknown. And you are the illuminator of the absence of known and unknown. You are not the known and you are not the unknown. You are the illuminator of known and unknown, and you are the illuminator of absence of known and unknown. In another word, you are the substratum on which known and unknown is seen. Because where is the absence of the known and unknown is you only. So known and unknown are seen in their absence. Swabhav adhikarne bhasmanatvam mithyatvam. Swa-abhav adhikarne bhasmanatvam mithyatvam. Anything known in its absence is called mithya or illusion. So known and unknown, which is different than known and unknown. I have taken a lot of classes and clarified that, which you may have remembered. If you don't remember, just go through it once more. Don't worry. Do everything, don't worry, relax. Will I get tense because I forgot? That also becomes my tension, because I forget everything. I feel very complex that he answered, I did not answer. Anybody give the shlok, I get tense, because how come he remembered, I could not remember. So we have programmed ourselves to be tensed very fast. Learn to relax more. One of the biggest causes of lack of immunity is stress. So your immunity will go down if you have stress. And Vedanta is a de-stressing session. Don't worry. So what is the illuminator of known and unknown will be always different than known and unknown. You know, whole world is eliminated. Because you are not in the world then. Because you are illuminating the whole world. You are illuminating the whole world. Therefore, you are not anything in this world. Therefore, this body, this family, your house, your children, your father, your mother, your crockeries, and your television and pet. कहाँ गई इसमें पता चली गई. So all these are, you have no relation with anything. Illuminator has no relation with illumined. Illuminator has no relation with it. Like this light has no relation with this book. Otherwise, when book will go, light will also go off. And if it is coming, light will come more. Illuminator and illumined are not related to each other. Aha, क्या बढ़िया principle. And whole world, I am not there. I feel world is very big. अरे चुप रहो, तुम शांति से बैठो. Bigness is not, it's not bigger than your mind. Because whole world is known by putting in the bag of mind. At least mind itself is bigger than the space. Bag is bigger than the content is always smaller than container. Space is an object of thought, and therefore space is smaller than the thought. And thought is known in the self. The light of consciousness envelops the thought, therefore illuminator consciousness is bigger than the thought, and thought is bigger than space. And I am the illuminator consciousness. अरे but what happened to my body? अरे मार लो उसको गोली यार, body की ऐसी की तैसी देखा जाएगा. 3 things we saw. Illuminator will be bigger than the illumined. The whole space is coming in the bag of thought, therefore thought is bigger than space. Thought is illumined by the consciousness, therefore consciousness is bigger than the thought also. So automatically consciousness is bigger than the whole world. Only what about this body? Yes, use this body world. Very good. Therefore I always say, when you talk to yourself, never use first person. Never say I'm sad. Say this person is sad today. Don't use this word. This person is angry today. This person is today sick. Don't say I am sick. Don't use these words with yourself. Say this person is sick. Moment you say, I am sick, sickness will go in your mind. You will have a sick mind more than the sick body. Moment you say, I have pain, you are creating a mental pain. You are going to enhance it. Don't say, I have anger. You say, this person is angry. And I'm illuminator of this person. I'm illuminator of the anger also. Don't be a part of any experience. Don't be a part of the whole world. If you are above it, you have a good picture. See, the drone was being shot, and that was above it now. Not Dronachar, drone. हो गया drone over. The top, it went top. From there it is a picture. It is another view is there. View is there. So this is a very crucial point. Be that if you are being what you are not, you will always be caught. If you are being what you are not, you will always be caught. You know why parrot is caught? Because it talks in somebody else's language. Then moment parrot is caught, they say, okay, say Ram, say, therefore parrot repeats. Therefore parrot, they catch it. They don't catch crow. Because it talks in its own language. Moment you become of something else, after that you will be vulnerable, you will be under some kind of pressure. Pressure is not the name of situation. Pressure is the name of compressed I. Wrong I being under stress, under pressure. Moment you become wrong, you will be under pressure. You can't pressurize something which is not in the world. Learn to live without any kind of worries inside. And therefore redefine your I. This was the third mantra. Then from fourth mantra to ninth mantra. Chapter 1 is going on. Oh, still chapter 1 is going on. Yes, chapter 1 is going on. What was mentioned? It was said, Tadev Mahavakya was given. Tadev Brahmatvam Viddhi Nedam Yadidam Upasate. That is not meditated by the mind, but because of which mind meditates. That the pran which is not, pran doesn't eliminate, because of which pran is eliminated, etc., etc. It is just a corollary and a commentary on the second and third mantra actually. I had seen that. Know that to be Brahman, very important point. This consciousness is Brahman. That means this consciousness is not a part, product and property of body. Number 2, consciousness is independent entity. Number 3, consciousness pervades all. Number 4, when all these body, mind is not there, still consciousness is there. These 4 points are there. Mahavakya, that is called. Tadeva Brahmatvam Viddhi. Okay. Brahman, that means let this body pass away. What does it matter? Passing away of this body and going of the dream is same. When dream passes away, you are not passing away. In the dream, you say dream, I am in the dream. But out of the dream, you say no, dream was in me. So you are not the one who is in the dream. You are not the one who is in the waking. Remember, if you said, I had already talked about it, that start seeing the world as a state in which 3 states are coming and going. I had described that point. Moment you say world, it becomes solid thing. So much mistakes we have done in thinking that unwinding is a little tedious process. Unwinding means you have to meditate a lot to unwind everything. Lot of wrong thinking we have developed in our life. And now we have to do a little harder work in correcting our notion about I. So this was the first chapter. Second chapter, the test was taken by the student, by the teacher. And teacher asked the student, have you understood? He said, yes, I have understood very well. Yadi manne se suvedeti daharam eva pinonam tvam vetam brahmadu rupam. He said, if you think you have known very well, you have not known it. Go and meditate and let me know. 5 mantras were there in the second. He said, good Upanishad or not, I hope you have not got bored. I tried, you should not get bored. Between a boring teacher and a boring book, what is the difference? Book can be closed. Only one burning khatha. I don't like that. So the teacher says that if you think you know very well, you don't know it. Because very well word is used for objectification. Now student goes there and then his second mantra he said, Naham manne suvedeti, no na vedeti vedacha. I hope you remember this point. He said, I don't think so, I know it very well. I don't think so, I know it. And I don't think so, I don't know it. Only I'll go mad. Is this the way? Yes. Because by saying I don't know it very well, he has said I have not objectified it. And not that I know it, not that I don't know it, that means it is a different than unknown. And not that I know it, that is different than known. बात कह दिया सारी बात. When I say objectify means moment you put any object, moment you put yourself into an object, you make something dependent on other factor which governs it. Supposing I say this is a flower. Now the flower, it has become an object. That means something else is illuminating it. Moment you say sun itself is known by me. Moment you put anything in object, you have put itself into a dying zone. Something called dying zone. Sun will also die away, they say. Moment you put itself into object, it is into changing zone. Moment you put into object, it is in a Maya zone. Remember I said one thing, if you remember. When I say you and I, and supposing I say I am different than you, you are different than me, then your consciousness will become object of my consciousness and my consciousness will become object of your consciousness. Will you let it be there? No, wait. If your consciousness is object of my yad drishyam tad jadam, that means your consciousness will become inert. And my consciousness will become inert for you. And anything inert, you should remember definition was that which does not know itself. This is a contradiction, but I know myself. And therefore I am not inert. Neither you are inert. So what is you and what is I is actually one. What is you and what is I is one. I am talking to somebody in my dream. And I am addressing that person, you. But actually that you in my dream is I. I hope you are understanding. And therefore Upanishad is very categorical that you don't make it make it something of the part. Because we are habituated to this thinking, where he lives. Where samskar is very strong, desh kal samskar. Where you live. So I see somebody, supposing you are you saw somebody on the airplane. So first question is, what's your name? If you're supposing you say, okay, my name is Joseph Antina. So, Joseph Antina. Okay. So nice to see you, Joseph. You are in some TV function? No. So where you live? So I live in East London. Okay, East London you live in. Okay. Second question. Third question. Third question. What you do? Right. I am engineer. Okay. Third question. Fourth question. You live alone or with family? No, I will live with the family. I have 3 children. Okay. Anything. If I could give some new fruit, first question is there, where is this fruit come from? Where is this tree seen? On my mobile TV, that different pictures come. Sometimes mountain, sometimes some pyramid. First question which comes, where is it from? So therefore it is written also at one corner, it is from this place. And supposing you see me for the first time, so we'll have this question, where Swami belongs to? Which part of India? What he does? What is his name? We have the samskar of thinking like that. And that is very, very difficult when it comes to understanding Vedanta. Moment I say consciousness, where is it? Where is not, where itself is in consciousness. Consciousness is not in where. Anything in where will be in warehouse. It is not there. There and here, now and then, this and that, they are appearances in consciousness. But training lagti. Therefore, a lot of classes are required. And this makes the teacher's work a little harder. Because teacher is working against your samskar actually. He's going against the flow of your mind. Where mind is not habituated to think, it is making its habit to think like that. This was the second chapter, if you remember. And then one nice mantra comes, Pratibodh Viditam Matam. Well, how this Atma is known? When you see a thought, every thought has 2 components. One is material, other is spiritual. But I don't know what is material. The thought aspect is made out of inertness, but the knowingness in the thought, like my palm, it has 2 aspects. One palm of the light on the palm. The separation of the light of the palm from the palm, that is called sadhana. It is not a physical separation, it's an intellectual appreciation. Oh, you can't separate physically. Thought, I have a thought of a football, supposing. A thought of football came. So in that thought of football there is a shape, but there is a light of consciousness illuminating that football shape. Discerning that light from the object is called Pratibodh Viditam Matam. Discerning means separating. Whole day you are thinking about something, and every thought has a light aspect. I am more interested in the light. I have shifted my attention from the object to the light of the object. Well, I am awake, why you are gapping? You heard this? Yes. So many tactics I have to use. When you one day you sit here, you understand. The very scenarios are there. What you heard? What I heard? Well, yes, I heard. What you heard? Clapping you heard. There are two aspects in that. One knowing the clap, knowing the clapping. One knowingness and other clappingness. Separate knowingness. I said Ram. You heard? Well, yes. You separate Ram and separate knowing the Ram. Every thought you separate knowingness, which is an invariable factor going in all object. Like this light is invariable in all of us. I may be fair, I may be dark, but light is same. I may be man or woman, light is same. This is called Pratibodh Viditam Mantra. And the last mantra came, very nice mantra is there. He said, in this life, try to realize yourself. Animal is aware only of his peripheral consciousness animal has. We don't have only peripheral conflict. Therefore, animals don't make a lot of mistakes. And they're not very, very angry all the time. They're not having too much of complexes. They are in a state of tamoguna stupor is there. We have a deeper consciousness. I'm aware of my deeper self than the animal. And when you are aware of your deeper self, there is where your area of mistake is there. You mistake. That means you are thinking something else than what you are. And therefore we should put effort in the direction that we should know ourselves to be limitless. Because next birth is not clear where I will be, with whom I will be, how I will be, which karma will come after that. These two chapters we had seen in detail. Third chapter came up, if you remember. Third chapter came up. Third chapter was one who is not that Uttamadhikari. And third chapter came with the story where the same Brahman, which was not an object, took with the Maya Yaksh. When the celebration was going on between, when they had victorious, the Devatas were victorious. And there we had said 5 points was mentioned. That Brahman is not object of any pramana. It doesn't mean Brahman doesn't exist. So Brahman took its Saguna form. Second was Istutiya Brahma Vidya. Third was Brahma Vidya was very difficult and therefore it needs Guru Apeksha. When something is very difficult, you need help. And Shishya Yogata. You need a teacher. But finding driving very difficult, you need some driving lessons. You need driving teacher. You are finding Sanskrit very difficult, you need Sanskrit teacher then. For a long time. Don't leave. You need more attention. You need a teacher there. And also you need you need more hard work. If any subject you are weak, you put more effort in that. You will become better in that. Third point. Fourth point, Upasana was mentioned. And fifth point, doership is false of a jiva. Therefore the mantra was that Devatas were celebrating their victory, which was not their victory, it was the victory of the God. Whatever is the end result, you cannot guarantee. You can create ingredients, but end result of any relation you cannot guarantee. End result of being in the ashram you can't guarantee. End result of your marriage you can't guarantee. End result of having a child you can't guarantee. I'm not saying in negative, it can be positive also. I have seen best cooks, they say we cannot make sure that food will be good only. I'm confident but not sure. Something may go off here and there, I don't know. This end result maker is the God. You are making a prasad, a nice prasad has come. Kheer was there. And you went to fetch some water and you are preparing to take it to the temple. And you came back and you saw one fly has dived in there. It is not, it cannot be given now. Gone. Prasad gone now. Now time is over already. Then as you all do, very liquid kind of thing. If Swamiji won't know there that prasad, Swamiji will think I'm late. But prasad has gone now. Or someday sweet sugar forgot. In hurry you forget sugar also. You can't taste also. Because prasad you cannot taste. Kya hoga you don't know. Today is a good day, sunny day, but it will be good day that is in God's area. Everything's master key he has kept. Whether it is flight starting on time and reaching on time, whether it is your health, whether it is your profession, whether it is your business. Something worse becomes best, best becomes worst. And if something good is going on, you have to understand, I think I was favored and God made it good. My role was not that much. गुण तुम्हार समुझहि निज दोषा जही सब भांति तुम्हार भरोसा. If all our SUP course has gone well, which has gone, so the whole credit goes to the God, because He kept your health okay all through. Your house didn't trouble you, husband and wives. You are free. You had no financial issues. The ashram people cooperated with you. You didn't fight with anybody. Neither anybody fought with you. है ना? You don't know any issue comes up in between two people when you are living. The cooks were ready. The maids were ready. There are many factors which were behind you, which you had not seen also. God took care of my health also. That my health also He created so that I don't have any issues. I can continue. The light was never off. Load shedding was there. The immediate generator gave the light. Water was not off. Little water, one day all the water cans were coming immediately. It was there already. I don't know how it went off all of a sudden. I didn't understand that day. There are many factors that were in alignment to make it what it was today. And therefore, our gratitude should go to the God for giving me another beautiful opportunity. Hari tum bahut anugrah kino. ठीक है ना? No one can be said that only I am responsible. No, we cannot say like Therefore, Brahma aha devebhyo vijigge. For devatas he was weak. Devebhyo's fourth case. But the devatas forgot this point. They were celebrating on that. And then Yaksh had come. If you remember, Yaksh had come. And Yaksh had come just because they had done some punya. So when you are in good time, always say to God, when I am doing wrong, please correct me. Let me not repeat wrong. In your prayer, this should be there. Therefore, Kshama Prad prayer we do every day, every morning. You should carry those books and do in your houses if you can do it. If I am doing wrong, please correct me. I am not capable of knowing also I am doing wrong sometime. And Agni went, Vayu went, they couldn't budge the blade of grass and all these. Indra went at the end. Then this Yaksh disappeared because Indra had more arrogance. But Indra had more dhairya and more varan was Shuddha. And therefore, after that, Brahma Vidya came, Umam, Vaimavatim, Parvatijam. Remember that? This is the third chapter going on. And then she, because of his consistency, commitment, continuity in making one thought, who was he? Who was he? Regarding your sadhana, be committed, consistent and continuous. 3C. You will get it. If you are failing in some area, it only means my commitment in that is lesser. That means how much I should have given in that area, effort, is lesser than what I am giving. This much Shraddha is required, this much tapasya is required. I am giving this much. This much attention is required, I am giving this much. This much love is required, I am giving this much. Whole life is only finding where I have to be more committed to the truth. I have to be more austere than I am. This is the third point. Third chapter. And therefore Uma came. Otherwise she wouldn't have come. When you don't go anywhere, nobody calls you, why will Bhagavan come? In somebody's house, nobody calls you, why will you go? And if somebody casually calls, Aiyega, then also you don't go. When somebody really calls from the heart, then you go. And people say, Aiye Swamiji, come in my house. I said, okay. But when somebody calls from their heart, then of course he will pull you. Wherever serious and sincere, things will be a miracle. And then she told about the Yaksh, that he was Ishwar only, he was Lord Shiva only. And then fourth chapter came. And then 3 kinds of upasanas was mentioned. Fourth kind of upasana. One was lightning upasana. Second was blinking, not winking. Blinking upasana. Third was about the mind. And fourth upasana was Guna Vishishta Brahman. Guna Vishishta Brahman was that everybody admires the one who does the upasana of, that he is liked by all. He is liked by all. So Brahman is the one who is dear to all. This was the third, 4 upasana. And lastly, the point of 3 points were there. The preparation, then the student said, Upanishadam bho bruhi. Please tell what is Upanishad. And if you remember, I had clarified that. Rahasyam was the meaning. What is the secret? what is the way through this, what you have taught, or if something else is to be practiced simultaneously. He said, not simultaneously, it is sequential. You get ready with tapa. Second was dhamma, not dhamma, dhamma. Then third was karma, then iti was amanitvam, then satyam was the pratishtha, ayatanam. So first was tapa, I already described. Learn to choose little pain for some higher goal in whatever you do. Sitting takes some pain. Make your sitting better. Eating takes some pain of leaving something which you like a lot. Of sleeping takes some pain. Why? Don't oversleep. Of talking takes some pain. I should talk better. I should love somebody through my words. Self-chosen pain for higher purpose will make you more cultured. All the negativities are because you are not able to go through the pain of removing that. Tapa, then dhamma, then karma yoga. And the whole thing was based on Satyam is the house. 4, I told a cow with 4 legs, and the limbs were Vedas, Vedangas. And the Satyam means through which you are known. You are the man of integrity. You are the man who is credible. Well, if he has said, no, he has said, then he will do it. If he is saying, he won't say the wrong thing. I have lived with him for 20 years. I have never heard him speaking wrong. He will not cheat it. He will not play games with anybody. How do you know? I have lived with him. Through which you don't develop a cracked personality. I can express everything what I do. I can talk about my everyday schedule. Why? Because in my schedule everything was very good. What you cannot talk about, then that is become false area. Either you have to hide, either you have to say something else. And this way, you create love for false in you. When you create love for false, then you create love for Maya, and therefore your ability to know the truth goes away then. When you cannot respect empirical truth, then absolute truth cannot be loved. And therefore, Sat is a very big value. Satya was called Ayatanam. The last mantra, one who knows this, he gets out of all sins. Sins is, biggest sin is, original sin is avidya. That is the ignorance. All sin are children of that sin. So anante swarge loke, he attains. Swarglok means here not the heaven, but the swegachati iti swarga, your own state of Brahman you attain. The same one who was Shrotrasya Shrotram, you will not be reborn because there is no identity after that. If you have impression, then only you go to the dream. When you don't see dreams, when you are not having suppressed and repressed thought, that day you have a dreamless sleep. But when you have lot of impressions, you are worried or you have half done work, half is remaining, lot of work has to be done, some tension was there, then you have a dream, lot of dreams are there. It was not a very still, deep sleep. So this rebirth called the new dream will be when you have a lot of vasanas of world. Anything when you see imagination, vasana becomes ineffective. This completes the 4 chapters of Kenopanishad, which we completed by the grace of Lord Shiva. and by the blessings of our Puja Gurudev, because Yaksh is the Devata of this Upanishad. Yaksheshwaraya is Lord Shiva's text is there, and only Upanishad in which the avatar takes place. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Don't forget it, revise it, and make it your own. We will have other classes as well. Today, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.